Yes, well, he's the talk of the town at the minute, dancing around like Michael friggin' Jackson, humiliating the journeyman before he knocks some spark out. He's giving referees the right ump. But it's not just the referees, his antics have been heavily criticised by boxing fans as well, a backlash of very mixed reviews. So I thought we'd have a little look at this Ben Whittaker situation and answer the big question: is he an idiot or is he brilliant? Is he terrific or is he a fucking bellend? Let's have a little look, shall we? Here we go. Well, he goes by the name of the Surgeon, and he's been operating his way through lower level opponents in emphatic style, showboating and showing off before he finally pulls the trigger. But it all seemed to blow up in his face down in Bournemouth in his 5th pro fight against Steven against this guy, when the big bad Ben ramped it up a level. Oh yes. First we had the ballerina, who's apparently a part-time fucking bank robber, fair enough. Then he came out cutting some shapes, giving it the big un. Boshi was in the ring, and within 20 seconds we knew that old Stivvy was a bit out of his depth. But within 30 seconds, Ben started mugging him right off. He was pirouetting, he was giving us a twirl, blimey, fuck knows what that move is there. Then he was looking at the crowd, boxing blind, that was a bit of madness. The referee gave him a cheeky warning, and then he went, alright, that's enough, and knocked him fucking spark out, yes. So then in the following days, the backlash became prominent. Some people didn't mind it, but generally people condemned his actions. They said it's embarrassing, he's turning fans against him, and it's hard to watch. Simon Jordan popped up, I thought his fucking glasses would be steaming up, but no, to be fair, he didn't slaughter Ben, though he understood the context of the criticism.
No, but what I'm saying,
do this to Lyndon Arthur. Yeah. Do this to Anthony Yard. Do this to Callum Smith, right? Yeah. But you're doing it with guys that are several levels beneath you.
A heavy amount was thrown Ben's way, and it must have played on his mind in some capacity. So upon the announcement of his next fight, we said, well, I bet he's learnt his lesson. He's bound to be a bit more respectful this time round. He'll get in that ring and hold himself to professional standards and honour the integrity of this well-respected sport. You'll see. Ben said, fuck all that, bosh, and once again he was off on a mad thing, you know. Here he goes, looking like a pillhead in Napa, sweet baby, Jesus. If you didn't know any better, you'd assume he's just walloped down 2 of the dealer's finest, and the DJ's whacked on a bit of fucking faithless. All in all, it was another showboating spectacle, but in fairness to the man, the ultimate outcome remained the same, and he got the job done in style. Then, of course, the backlash was waiting at his door once again. This time, though, it had gone viral. The footage apparently attracted over 100 million views. He gained around 100,000 followers on social media. He got a shout out from some of the big names, and he even got a call up for an interview with Ariel Hella Banana. The whole world now had its first glimpse of the controversial star. But are they happy about it? So what's the big issue here then, eh? We've seen showboating before. Muhammad Ali kicked it off back in the day. We also had Roy Jones Jr. Then how can we forget the great Naz, always making his fights memorable? All of these were so compelling because of course they backed it up as well, but none of them even compared to Emmanuel Augustus, nicknamed the Drunken Master, and yes, fucking hell, fighting him must have been like fighting this bloke, fuck me. He was absolutely next level, bruv, and interestingly, Floyd Mayweather claimed Emmanuel was one of his toughest opponents. You can certainly see why. And well, we might as well throw in some honourable mentions as well. Adrian Broner, oh yes, my diner in the end made him look like a right fucking sponge. The same for old Sabri when Maxwell sparked him out with 10 seconds left. And of course, Uzi Ahmed, the absolute legend, lord of the dance and the undefeated goat of showboaters throughout history. Yes. There we are. So Ben's not doing anything different to what we've already seen before, is he? What's the problem then? Well, the argument is that showboating against fighters levels below you can generally be perceived as disrespectful. Ben knows these people are out of his league, and all the messing around is basically just mugging them off. People are saying, just get the job done, we know you're gonna win, you look ridiculous, there's no need for it, so come on, stop faffing about. He's divided opinion, which brings it all back to the big question. Is he an idiot? Or is he brilliant? Well, everyone's got their opinion, and I definitely want to know yours, so make sure you fucking comment below. But for me, it's a clear-cut answer. He's fucking brilliant. I am all in on the Whittaker train, baby, and here is why. I just want to be entertained from boxing. It's an entertainment sport at the end of the day, whether that's in the ring with great fights or great knockouts or Ben dancing about, or out the ring with trash talking, Needle and Chisora lobbing a fucking table. Then Mark Tibbs calling him a minge.
is fucking minge. You're gonna get fucking seen to, I promise you.
Yes, terrific stuff. So when I see this, I can't help but be double entertained. At times I'm thinking, what the fucking hell's he doing? But either way, I can't take my eyes off the screen. And after each opponent he fights, I'm double intrigued to see what he's going to do next time. Now, of course, I can understand the critics who say he shouldn't be doing it to fighters out of his league, but I'd come back to that and say, well, if he doesn't do it now, what's the point of him doing it later? By then it will be too late. And what I mean is, by showboating and creating a buzz around himself this early in his career, he's going to build himself a massive audience who will be watching him throughout the rest of his career. And imagine if it keeps snowballing like this, how many eyeballs will be on him in a couple of years' time. He's attracting a massive audience of fans and, of course, an audience of haters, but both of which will be watching his every fight, either wanting him to win or wanting him to lose. It's the old Mayweather effect, innit? He mastered this, and that's why he made his mega fortune. If Benny Boy manages to maintain this level of intrigue, when he gets to the heights of his fellow British stars like Buatsi, Yard or Callum Smith, I bet you in comparison he'll be the biggest ticket seller by an absolute mile. Ultimately, he's going to have more and more eyeballs on him as he goes up the ranks, and at the end of the day, eyeballs mean bigger fights and bigger money for Benny Boy. If you think about it, if he doesn't do the showboating, the alternative is he gets in the ring and just beats up all these journeymen like everyone else. But you know, we've seen that all before. It's not going to make headlines, is it? And it doesn't move emotions like what he's doing now. And on top of this, it's actually very tactical and effective against his opponents. It creates distraction, frustration, and can make them do things they wouldn't normally do. Basically because this bloke in front of them is getting right on their fucking nerves. But I do have to agree with one thing many people are saying. He needs to do it as the levels progress, because if he doesn't, it's not a good look. When he's fighting for titles against elite opposition, he has to keep the same energy. But personally, I expect he will. And ultimately, it's all just a show for the fans. His way of providing entertainment in that brief window he gets to shine. Whereas outside of the ring, he does come across very humble.
Of course, at the end of the day, you have to be true to yourself, and I'm just being me. I've been this way since I was 7 years old and I stepped in the gym. But I have a really small team, if I'm honest. I have my little family and friends, they run everything for me. But at the end of the day, I'm organic and I'm just being me, and that's the best way, because if you don't be yourself, you'll get found out.
So let me know your thoughts on Benny Boy, but for me personally, I'm a double fucking massive fan and I can't help it. And if he's on one channel and another rising star is on another channel at the same time, I'll always gravitate towards young Whittaker, because I know I'm going to be entertained. These types of flashy fighters only come along so often, and flashy fighters who can absolutely back it up as well are even rarer. It's early days, but it won't be long till we see how good he really is. And best believe, when that time comes, a lot of people will be watching, whether fans or haters. So there we are. Give us your thoughts, and don't forget to have a little listen of the podcast out on Wednesdays. We talk absolute shit, but you might fucking like it. So I'll see you soon. Bye.